this is Barbara. I'm here today to talk about the Empress card, how to interpret it in a reading. And then I'm going today to also pair it with the Emperor in his meaning when he comes up in a reading. So when the Empress comes up in a reading, she represents a mother figure. She's depicted as possibly pregnant. She has a scepter, a crown. She rules over her kingdom. She's happy. She's very fruitful, very successful in her life. And how you can tell this is by the card. In front of her grows a wheat field that's just coming out of the ground, just sprouting. And she's early in her pregnancy, so her life is fruitful. She's bearing fruit. She's successful. Behind her is a lush forest. Beside her, on this side, there's a flowing waterfall, which means abundance will continue to flow into her life. This is a symbol of the Venus sign, which rules over love. So if she comes up in a reading and you're reading for a male, it could indicate his mother or a true love, a girlfriend that's coming in or is in his life. She sits on her throne that is padded with lush red pillows, denoting she's a passionate woman. She wears a white gown with flowers. White is for purity, and the flowers denote blossoming. She's bearing fruit in her life. She is a successful woman. The sky is a bright yellow, depicting happiness. She's successful, she's happy, she's joyous, she's content with her life. So when it is paired with the Emperor, who's also very happy in his life, he sits on his throne, he's wearing armor, which means he's impenetrable to problems. People can't fool him. He's not going to be tricked. And also he's wearing a red gown, which means he's passionate. He also possesses all the power of the kings in the tarot deck: the King of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the King of Swords, and the King of Wands, which means he rules over his emotions, his intellect, the earth around him, and his passions. So behind him is mountains, which means he's protected. He has built a kingdom. He wears a crown. He has a beard, which indicates his years of wisdom. When he appears in a reading, he represents authority. And it could represent a company, or it could represent a boss. It could represent a father. He's the father figure in the tarot. It could also represent someone that you're working with as a professional lawyer, something like that in the legal profession. He has the ultimate authority in the decision. And what happens when he appears upside down, it could represent you. If you're the authority figure, you're abusing your authority. Or if it's a boss, they could be narcissistic and they're abusing their authority over you. Now, if the Empress comes up upside down in a reading, she represents the mother figure. Could be you're distant from your mother, there's no communication with your mother, or if it's the querent, the woman who's asking about, you're doing a tarot reading for, it means you're blocked from love for whatever reason, or you're not as mothering and giving as you used to be, or you're just blocked from love altogether. You're just not in the arena for love. When these two show up together in a reading, they could represent a power couple, because the Empress and the Emperor in the major arcana are a couple. They're depicted as a couple, but they're separate. And that's what's important. They don't appear together like the Lovers and other cards in the tarot, because in order to have a happy, successful coupling, two people have to have their own kingdom. They have to supply their own happiness. They have to supply their own success, their own money. And so this is why this is a power couple. And also, too, what happens when other cards appear around it in the reading, such as the Lovers, the Two of Cups, the Four of Wands, which depicts a marriage scene, and I'll show these cards up in the corner. And then, or the Knight of Cups, them is offering love to one another. So this could depict love in your life, or it could depict your mother and father if you're reading for someone that is concerned about that. And it depends on the cards that are around it. Also, in the major arcana cards, unlike the pip cards, the pentacles, cups, swords, and wands, these are major events in your life. So if this couple shows up, it means it's a major relationship. It could go to marriage, especially as I mentioned, those other cards appear around it. It could indicate a marriage, a long-term relationship, and different things. However, if the devil appears in a reading, especially about a relationship, it could indicate addictions, a toxic relationship, a karmic relationship. Karmic means it's there to teach you a lesson. So if you look at this card, you will see these people are tied together. A karmic relationship is based on need or trauma bonding. Look up trauma bonding and you'll know what I'm saying. Could be that you grew up in a narcissistic family and you're an empath, like me, and you get involved with people that try to manipulate you. And these people are stuck together by the devil. And the devil represents something that's karmic in your life that isn't healthy for you. And these type of relationships could actually go on for years, because in these type of relationships, it's push pull. Can't have, can't be without, but can't be with the relationship. And as you see, they're chained together unless one of them gets enlightened about what the karmic relationship is about. This could go on a lifetime. You've met couples that shouldn't be together, but they're together, and somehow they can't be apart, but yet they're horrible together. Could, like I said, it could be narcissism, it could be alcoholism, it could be drug abuse, or it could just be trauma bonding, because what happens when you date and you have grown up in a dysfunctional family, you might meet a person that reminds you of your father, your mother, your brother, or your sister, and that's what you're used to, and you think that's love because that's what's familiar to you. It's not healthy, but you don't know that because that's what you associate with love. And until you figure that out, become aware of your patterns, you will keep repeating this pattern over and over with each person you meet because you're not aware of it. When you break this pattern, then you might be able to come into union with your divine masculine or divine feminine, whatever sex you are, it depends. It's really reading the energy. And that's another thing. And when you're reading for someone, you don't only read the cards, you read their energy. And somehow magic happens. Like I've read for people and it's just so right on. And then I've read for other people and they're so closed off to anything you're saying, it doesn't really flow. But when you have somebody that's open to a reading, you read not only the cards that show up, but you also read their energy. The same cards could show up for 5 different people, but they're all going to be different readings. I don't think people quite understand it. That's why sometimes tarot readings on YouTube, they say, if this resonates, take it. If it doesn't, leave it. So anyway, more about this couple. What happens when this couple comes together? They don't complete one another. In this pairing, these people think they need the other to complete them. That's not how life works. That's not how happiness works. Because when this couple breaks up and why they keep getting back together is because they think they need that other person to make them happy, to complete them. These people are complete in themselves. They stand alone. They're happy when they meet. They both have successful careers. They both have friend circles. They can support themselves. They have issues. They solve them by themselves. And when they come together, they create a happy, standalone couple that can go together and forward in life, but they can also go separate in life. And why this type of pairing works and can go a lifetime is because they know they don't complete one another. They know their own where they begin and the other person ends. It's called healthy boundaries. And that's what definitely the emperor has. He has healthy boundaries. He knows where he ends. He rules over his kingdom. She is more of the empathic type, I would say. She's the mother figure. She's loving, but she also knows where her kingdom is and ends and begins. She can supply her own happiness. So that's a happy couple. That's a long-term couple, and like I said, depending on what cards appear around it. And here's another couple, and we're going to talk about the Hierophant next week. And then I talked about the Empress last month. Anyway, these two together could denote a spiritual pairing, a spiritual business partnership, because these represent, like he is depicted as, could be a pope, could be someone in a church hierarchy, in a church. You see, he's holding a scepter, dressed in religious garb. She has a cross, and then she's holding the Torah. So it could mean when these two come together, this could actually mean a spiritual, you're coming together for a spiritual reason. And also, like I said, depending on the cards around it, the cup cards, whether if the devil shows up, you're in trouble, especially upside down. But anyway, so these two together also represent a power couple that have come together. Maybe they're destined, maybe to do God's work or whatever. So there are power couples. Also, the suits, like the if the King and Queen of Pentacles come up together, that could represent a love couple. And also, too, some of the you could have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups come up together, depending on the cards around it, could denote love. And the reason I'm talking about this month is because February is the month of love, Valentine's Day and everything, and I thought I'd change it up a little bit to make it more interesting. Anyway, I hope you got something out of this. I hope I wasn't too preachy, but these people are happy because they're independent in and of themselves, happy, happy by themselves. And when they come together, they can be a definite power couple. All right. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a wonderful month. Talk to you next month. Bye.